You also have some Republican candidates and Republican leaders also fearful of those demographic changes. But Texas is changing, just like Virginia, in the suburbs. You look at so many of those suburban seats in Dallas and other areas that went from red to blue. That's really, as we go into 2020, if you're a Republican, that's where you really have to be concerned. In Florida, along the I-4 corridor, in Virginia, of course, the suburbs of D.C. You go up to Philadelphia, the suburbs of Philly. You look around the suburbs, Mike Barnicle, you look around the suburbs of Detroit. In Macomb County, you look at these suburbs, and Republicans are just bleeding support because of Donald Trump.
Joe, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, the Kentucky story is big. There's no doubt about that. But the Virginia story is huge because when the governor, and you control the state legislature, a Democratic governor, Steve, Democratic legislature, they can move on things like gun laws, on redistricting, on health care. So if you're a Republican strategist looking at last night, measuring last night's results, looking forward to a year from now, your next year's election, it's a shop-worn phrase, the canary in the coal mine. But if you're a Republican strategist, can you tell your clients, got to watch out because the canary is dead?
I mean, look, it tells you in the suburbs, a traditional Republican strategy, sort of a pre-Trump Republican strategy of relying on those suburbs, those sort of more upscale, college-educated, higher-income suburbs to deliver numbers for Republicans, or at least to allow Republicans to stay in the game. You need a new strategy. Now, the strategy I think that Trump is trying here is to drive up support from non-college white voters, to drive up support from rural areas, to drive up support from voters who maybe didn't participate in 2018, didn't participate in 2016, and to sort of add them to the Republican coalition to undo the losses in these suburban areas. The cautionary note is, in 2016, there was that famous quote, I think it was Chuck Schumer a couple weeks before the election. They looked at Pennsylvania, and he was basically asked, what about that Trump strength in western Pennsylvania, the rural part of the state? And Schumer's answer was, for every vote we lose there, we're going to get 2 more in the Philadelphia suburbs. Didn't happen in 2016. There was enough strong rural support there to give Trump Pennsylvania in 2016. Has there been further movement in the suburbs since then? Has there been further mobilization for the Democrats since then? And can that be offset by further gains in rural areas for Trump? I think that's the story for 2020.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.